Greetings and welcome to another Pokemon 2023 or Pokemon Horizons the series anime episode review. This time I am talking about episode 5. So let's get to it. The episode begins with Roy sneaking aboard the Brave Asagi, though he is soon caught by Captain Pikachu. The commotion caused by this wakes everyone up. Fried and Liko introduce Roy to the rest of the team, while explaining how they met him. Liko wonders why Roy is here, and he says that he just had to see that face again, fooling Liko into thinking that the story has taken a romantic turn, and Roy is here to see her. But predictably, he is here to see Fuecoco, not her. Roy is then berated by the rising boat tackler since he snuck into their airship, which is their home, without permission. Roy apologizes and Fried wonders why Roy is here. Roy says that he does not want to say goodbye to Fuecoco. He wants to be its partner. Fried says that this depends not only on how Roy feels, but also on how Fuecoco feels. Roy wonders what he should do, and Fried tells him to spend the night on the airship, so that he can spend more time with Fuecoco. This makes Roy happy, and he has Liko help him search for Fuecoco, but they cannot find it, even when Roy tries to lure it out by singing its song. As they stare at the moon and the night sky together, Roy wonders what Fuecoco thinks about him. Liko reassures him, saying that everything will be fine, since she was anxious at first when faced with Sprigatito. But eventually they grew to understand how each other feels, which allowed them to bond. This gives Roy hope, and he sings Fuecoco's song again. Meanwhile, Fuecoco, who was napping in one part of the airship, wakes up briefly. It admires a picture of Charizard and it goes back to sleep in another part of the airship. The next day, Orla, who did not sleep because she was trying to fix the airship, despairs about their lack of materials to make said repairs. Fried says that he will figure something out, and Roy has the idea to enlist the help of the Pokemon from the island. He says that his grandfather should know what to do. So Fried decides that they need to go see him, while Orla says that they will move the airship to the beach. Before they leave though, Fried leaves Captain Pikachu and the Charizard to guard the airship, while Roy leaves some berries for Fuecoco. Once they get to Roy's house, Fried is shocked to learn that Roy's grandfather is none other than the village elder and the man who looked after him once. The same man he came to see on the previous episode. While Roy's grandfather is mad at first when he learns that Roy snuck onto the airship without permission, he soon brings out snacks and drinks for his guests. The shape and the color of these snacks gives Fried, Liko, and Roy the idea to have the Caterpie and Weedle help with repairing the ship by using their string shot, while the Scyther will help as well by cutting the strings. Soon, a bunch of Pokemon and villagers arrive to to prepare lunch, which Freed and Liko will stay for. Meanwhile, Fuecoco wakes up and it finds the berries Roy left for it. Molly tells it that Roy is the one who left these berries for it. Touched by this kindness, Fuecoco leaves the airship to search for Roy. But Fuecoco is unable to find him. It does, however, find Amethio and his fellow explorers who get to the island on their submarine while tracking the Brave Asagi. Amethio says that they should dock nearby to get the lay of the land. Back at the Elder's house, Liko and Freed are delighted when they see how well the wild Pokemon and the villagers get along. Liko is amazed because Pokemon can be this close to people without actually being caught. Meanwhile, the male explorer finds out that the airship needs repairs and that Freed and Liko are not on the airship. So he and the female explorer say that they should raid the airship in order to take it over, thus allowing them to lie in wait to ambush Freed and Liko when they return. Amethio rejects this idea, telling them instead to keep everyone at the airship distracted while he keeps an eye out for Liko, since she and the pendant are what they are after. With their roles assigned, they all head towards the airship. Fuecoco, who overheard their conversation, runs off in a panic to get help. It soon runs past Liko and Roy. Roy happily greets Fuecoco, who voices that trouble is brewing. Once Fuecoco points in the direction of the airship, Roy says that he has a bad feeling. So Freed heads towards the airship, leaving Liko and Roy behind for their safety. The explorers soon approach the airship, though they are spotted by Captain Pikachu. Orla and Murdoch disembark the airship alongside Metagross and Rockroof in order to face the two explorers, who send out Rhydon and Golduck. Freed soon arrives to confront Amethio, who soon challenges him to a battle since he refuses to reveal where Liko is. Amethio chooses to use Corviknight, while Freed goes with Charizard. Meanwhile, Liko and Roy spot Amethio in the distance. Liko tells Roy about the explorers and what they are after. Back at the beach, Metagross is defeated, while Rockroof uses a rock tomb that is easily blocked by Rhydon, who uses Rock Blast to put pressure on Rockroof. Since the male explorer can handle things on his own, the female explorer decides to find Liko. Realizing that they need to do something, Liko and Roy try to get the Pokemon in the forest to help. But they are both so afraid that they are trembling. But once they realize that they will be fine, so long as they have Pokemon by their side, they both calm down, and the Pokemon decide to help them. But before they can get to the airship, they run into the female explorer, who is hesitant at first since she needs to fight her beloved Sprigatito. But since Sprigatito shows it has no love for her, she resolves to fight. Liko has Roy and the Pokemon go on ahead while she stays behind to fight. Roy and the Pokemon soon get to the beach. Orla and Murdoch lead the Pokemon into the airship, and with their help, the airship is finally fixed. Meanwhile, Molly steps up to fight the male explorer with her Chansey. But while Chansey does her best, she is soon defeated by Rhydon. During all this, Amethio and Freed have their battle. Charizard avoids a hurricane, repels an air slash, and it uses flamethrower. Seeing Charizard fight gives Fuecoco the motivation to fight as well. Seeing this determination, Roy chooses to fight as well. However, Fuecoco is unable to use Ember, much to Roy's dismay. But Liko soon arrives, revealing that she defeated the female explorer. Liko tells Roy that everything will be fine. He just needs to tell Fuecoco how he feels. Roy does this by singing Fuecoco's song, which he soon turns into a cheering song for Fuecoco, who manages to fire a powerful Ember as a result, which pushes Rhydon back. However, Amethio takes advantage of the fact that Freed is distracted by this, and he rushes towards Liko. The episode ends with Corviknight whipping up a hurricane which covers it and Amethio as they approach Liko. So, that's the short but detailed summary of the episode. Now it's time to highlight, analyze, and comment on my favorite moments and or moments that are noteworthy / interesting. I have to say that I hate that all the battles in this episode were either extremely short or they happened mostly or totally off screen. I especially hate that Liko's first complete battle happened off screen. Liko is the main protagonist, so it's a waste and very disappointing to have her get her first victory in a battle completely off screen. Such a moment is something that we should have seen. It should have been an important moment that denotes character growth, instead of being an afterthought. So while this episode technically had a lot of action, it really did not feel like it, which is unfortunate. Honestly, the only thing I can praise is the fact that Roy and Fuecoco continue to grow closer and closer, which will of course lead to them becoming partners. I love that Fuecoco's song is what brings them together the most. This is fitting considering how they met and the significance singing has for Skeledirge. I also love that Liko and Roy are growing closer together as well. They need to be good friends in order for them to work as a duo of protagonists. So it's nice that they are working on it. But those are my thoughts on and analysis of the episode. Now it's time to bring this review to a close by going over my overall opinion of the episode. So overall, this episode was just alright. Since all the action it had was a complete letdown and nothing truly exciting happened in it, nor did we learn anything new or exciting or interesting, it was honestly an episode that left me feeling just meh. The only redeeming thing about it, other than what I already discussed, is the fact that this episode will seemingly lead into something amazing in the next episode. But that's the review and the video. So, as always, leave your own thoughts down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and would like to see more like it, then please consider subscribing to my channel. I love Pokemon and I love making videos on both the anime and the games. Also, please consider clicking the links on screen so that you can check out more videos like this right away. Thank you very much for watching, and let's meet again in the next video.